Hey Faith, my name is Ryan, one of the pastors here, and I get the privilege of introducing the book of Psalms to you. We're going to be sprinkling in some of the Psalms in our Bible reading plan. The book of Psalms is truly a wonderful book. It has been referred to as the chief hymnal. In fact, Martin Luther called it the Little Bible. John Calvin called it the anatomy of the soul. It is truly a wonderful book. When you think about the title, Psalms, it literally means songs or praise songs. Many of the Psalms were used as songs that the people of God would sing during times of worship in the history of Israel. Hence why it's often referred to as a hymn book. A little bit about the author of Psalms. The book of Psalms is actually written by multiple authors spanning a period of roughly 1,000 years. Several different authors actually. A couple of the Psalms are attributed to Solomon. One is actually assigned to Moses. Many to a worship leader by the name of Asaph. Several different authors. But an author who wrote most of the Psalms was actually David. 73 of the Psalms are actually attributed to King David. As you think about the structure of Psalms, as you read it, you'll actually notice in the Bible that it's actually one book, 150 chapters, but it's divided up into 5 different books. You'll notice that as you read it. Book 1 is Psalm 1 through Psalm 41. Book 2 goes 42 through 72. Book 3 is 73 through 89. Book 4, 90 through 106. And then Book 5 is 107 to the end, which is 150. A little bit about those different books. Book 1 and 2 actually focus on the experiences of David and the time when he was king. You'll see that in Book 1 and Book 2. Book 3, you'll see a lot of lament and complaining and anger about the way things are, about the enemies of the people. You'll see that in Book 3. Book 4 will begin to speak of God as a great king. And when you get to Book 5, you'll see a mixture of all of these things, but it ends in celebration as the nation, all of the nations and creation give praise to the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. And so you'll see that throughout the Psalms. As you read the Psalms, what you'll notice is that it is a collection of songs and prayers and poems that actually express worship. When you read it, you will not be able to help praising God for who He is and what He has done. You will see His greatness and His faithfulness. You will be reminded of the centrality of the Word of God. And then ultimately, you will see Jesus in the Psalms. The book of Psalms will lead you to worship. One of the things that I love about the book of Psalms is that any and every emotion that you and I feel, there is a psalm for that emotion. Whether it's joy you feel, whether it's sadness, whether it's fear, whether it's anger, or whatever your circumstances, there is a psalm that you can relate to. And in essence, will help you to share your heart with the Lord as you read through the Psalms. So let's dive into the book of Psalms, and I pray that the Lord would grow us as we read through the book of Psalms.